years ago, I had I was working I was volunteering at my son's school. And I had a teacher whose favorite thing in the world was white chocolate chip and oatmeal cookies. So I had to find a recipe for them. This is what I put together. Come to find out, many weeks later, after I made these specifically for this teacher, she loves white chocolate cookies and oatmeal cookies. She never knew you could put the two together. So here's my recipe. I have a pound of butter, or 2 cups. And then I have 2 cups of brown sugar, 2 cups of white sugar, and then we're going to add 2 cups of brown sugar, packed brown sugar, so it's going to take a minute to get it out. And we're going to cream that until it becomes light and fluffy. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes. So our sugar and butter are light and fluffy, if you can see that color. Now we're going to add 4 eggs. And then 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And we're going to mix those together for another 5 minutes. Start out slow. And build those apart. So we mixed our eggs and our vanilla, and just a side note, I was wrong. It's 4 teaspoons of vanilla, not 2. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients. So I have 6 cups of flour, which I'm going to add slowly. Otherwise, I make a big mess. I have a very understanding husband who will clean up after me, but not if I make a huge mess, then he gets annoyed. So I try not to annoy him. So just do this about 2 cups at a time, give or take. Not an exact measurement. But in the end, you need 6 cups of flour. Then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of salt. It really is 2 this time, I promise. 2 teaspoons of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And this is why I got confused. And we're going to mix that until it's all thoroughly mixed in. And then we're going to head over to the table. We have to hand stir in the chips and the oatmeal. So we have finished mixing the majority of our dough for our white chocolate oatmeal cookies. All I'm going to do now is mix in the oatmeal and the chocolate chips. And I do that by hand because if you try to do it with your mixer, the paddle will break up both the chips and the oatmeal and make your cookies have an entirely different consistency. So that's one of those I add in by hand. So I have 3 cups of oatmeal. Old-fashioned oats is the best to use. I tried instant once. Did not come out the right way. Then we're going to add 4 cups of white chocolate chips. And stir. So what I'm going to do with my dough. Tonight, I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator. One of the things I like about cookie dough is that I can mix it at night and then tomorrow morning get up and just bake it so that I don't have to use my mixer early in the morning while the rest of the family is asleep. Because y'all haven't noticed, my mixer is a little loud. Tends to wake the whole family up, and then they come running wanting to figure out what I'm doing and what I'm making. So we're going to put this in the refrigerator, and we will come back tomorrow and bake our cookies. So yesterday we made our white chocolate oatmeal dough. And this is not a dough that you have to put in the refrigerator. I just didn't have the energy to bake last night, and it would be easier to do it this morning. So now we're just going to scoop it out on the tray, and we're going to bake these in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. Possibly longer, depending on, we want to make sure that the eggs get cooked through the cookie. And I am actually going to expedite things and make 2 trays. So we're going to cook 2 at a time. Alright, so we're just going to pop these into a 350-degree oven, 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. So our white chocolate chip oatmeal cookies are out of the oven. I've let them sit and cool off on the pan itself for about 5 minutes, just so that they're not crumbling in my hands. And now I'm going to put them on our cooling rack. They're going to be there for about 10-15 minutes, and then we will put them on our serving platter, since we are taking these to church tonight.